Hi, it's Donald Osborne. If you love the videos that you see here on the Audrain Museum Network, why not subscribe? Subscribe today. It's free, and hit that bell icon to be notified when we put up great new content with all of the team here at the Audrain and our friend Jay.
Hi, I'm Chop Liver. How are you doing?
Here at the Audrain Automobile Museum's exhibition, Collecting Moving Forward, Youngtimer Classics, it's not just cars we're featuring, but also motorcycles. And we're here right now with a really interesting motorcycle, a 2004 Honda Rune. Jay?
Yeah, this is a classic example of if you eat something you don't like 10 times, you'll probably eat it for the rest of your life. They always tell you that. If you have a food you hate, eat it 10 times. You know, when this first came out, you have to remember the whole Orange County chopper thing was going on, and those are just horrible bikes. And the problem
Why
with
were they horrible?
Just poorly made. They didn't stop. I mean, you take a bike and you make it slower, more dangerous, heavier, and louder. Well, not necessarily heavier in the chopper case, but they just weren't very good. The Japanese never quite got the chopper thing, kind of like the Germans, but they knew a motorcycle had to handle, had to be comfortable, had to be fast, and it had to stop. So what you have here is an answer, the Japanese answer to that kind of long chopper front end you used to see on a lot, which was just, and they always looked like they flex. My fear was that it would crack in the middle. I don't know if any of them ever did, but they just didn't look safe. Whereas this leading link kind of deal here,
It is probably the most substantial. Again, everybody knows that I am not a motorcycle rider, but I love the design and engineering solutions that we see in motorcycles, and this one is amazing. It's a motorcycle that the first time I saw it, I thought, gee, that's sort of bizarre. I don't get it at all. Is it sort of a Harley cruiser? Is it some sort of a, I don't know what it is.
Well, it's a cruiser you can actually cruise in. You know, when you're sitting up here, they call that cruising, but that's really it's not really comfortable. This, and I don't say this sarcastically, the equivalent to this would be like a 1973 Buick Electra 225. You know,
I get it.
A big, comfortable, fast, you know, this is a wonderful, it's a 6-cylinder. It's 1.8 liter.
That blows my mind. I mean, this is a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's incredibly smooth. The practical version of this is the gull wing. It's basically the same motor, more sporting pretensions in here. But the gull wing has the fairing, the radio, the bags, in some cases even reverse, you know. This is just meant to sort of make a statement, the owner pulls up, you know. I mean, people always think Harley Davidsons are fast because they're big and they make noise.
Loud, right.
But they're not really fast. They're only about 65 horsepower. But they have a presence that speaks to you. And this has a presence as well. And plus the thing I like about it is I can see the Japanese influence. The headlight, it looks like kabuki theater. So when you look at the back of a Prius now, it has those taillights that go down like this. And even if you know nothing about Japan, it looks Japanese. It looks like things you've seen on Japanese menus, you know, just doodling, whatever it might be.
The hallmark of Japanese design has always been what they call surface interest. Lots of details. Nothing is just a flat panel. And the design of this is what really draws me in. The shape of the gas tank, the fairings on the radiator, all the details in the exhaust pipe, even the taillights on this. I mean, it's like a beautifully crafted American custom car.
Yeah, when expensive motorcycles were $14,000, these were 22, 23, 24. You know, I mean, there is a lot of chrome, and this is chrome. This is not plastic chrome, you know. I mean, it's really done well. That front end, I can't imagine what that cost to design and manufacture. And then, like I say, with extremely powerful.
And what's the riding experience like?
It's very nice. You get on this and because it's comfortable. I mean, all the weight is down low. You know, the problem with motorcycles, the problem a lot of women don't ride is their legs are too short. And if you have to do this, come to a light, you know, where with this, you've always got both feet on the ground and you can, now this weighs half a ton, okay? Is that locked? No, it's not locked, okay. Okay, but you can maneuver this around because your feet are flat on the ground. When I get on it, I'm not, most motorcycles, you're doing this. Whoa, get your leg way up high because you're hitting something back here, a box or a travel bag or something. This is extremely low and just wonderful. It is so smooth. It almost feels like a steam machine or a turbine. It just, you just glide and it just cruises down the road. It does everything extremely well. It is the ultimate cruiser in the sense that it's really comfortable. You could drive this to Sturgis and back, no problem. You couldn't carry anything.
Right.
You know, maybe somebody makes bags to these, but I haven't seen it yet. But in terms of making a visual statement that it's a big, powerful motorcycle, without being threatening or intimidating, I think that's really the cool thing about it. And that front end literally floats. I mean, you know, a lot of times you're on a bike, you see it, or you see a bump coming up, you brace yourself. It's like a Citroën. It just literally glides through it. It's an amazing piece of engineering. It really is just amazing design work to get all of this. I can't imagine how much development went into it. Plus, you have a digital display here that lights up, but it's a blue light, and it's really interesting. It's a well thought out custom that does everything a motorcycle should do. Most choppers, you really can't do anything. You know.
This is designed to give a design statement, a satisfying ride, and also bring great performance for a cruiser. So it's not surprising that it's here in our Youngtimer Classics exhibition, because this is clearly the kind of motorcycle that you want to buy, ride, hold on to, and cherish.
Right, and even a small woman could ride this because it's all inseam. It's all the ability. If only your toes are touching, it could be half the weight. It's still going to be daunting. Whereas this, it's great. Just swing a leg over and you go. I mean, this is so low to the ground. Look how low this is. It's literally at knee level.
Yeah.
And the fact that I could just step right into it is pretty amazing. This back fender seems a bit odd to me.
I love that, actually. Again, it's that sort of integration of the custom car look.
Well, the idea is, again, it keeps a tremendous amount of rainwater and dirt and mud. It's not, the rear tire's not throwing it up on your back.
Practicality and style.
Right.
Much like myself, practicality and style.
Exactly, and big and clumsy. But yes. But it's got shaft drive. This is literally a two-wheeled automobile. It is, I wouldn't say it's maintenance-free because you have to change the oil, but there's no chain to adjust. There's none of that. And all you do is rack up the miles, and it's dependable. It always goes. It's pretty good. It was a tough sell when they first came out, because again, you're still at the point where that much for a Japanese bike, that seems a little high. You know, people always thought quality only came from Europe, or that high quality. You know, the idea.
And to your point, you can see where the quality is. You can see where the engineering, where the build quality is right here on the face of the bike.
Right, that's the thing. Like the NSX taking on Ferrari, this was Honda taking on Harley Davidson and top of the line BMW, and doing it with dependability and all the things, because there's been enough generational Honda people that knew you could find a Honda in the field, put a battery in it, hit the starter button, and oh my gosh, it runs, you know? I mean, the idea of, don't forget, after the war, the Japanese made the little umbrellas and went in drinks, and there was a lot of negative feeling because of the war, understandably. So consequently, Japanese stuff suffered. So they had to work extra hard to convince the American consumer that all that is past us, you know. Although it looks like a big, fat, clumsy bike, in some instances, maybe it is, but it carries its weight. You know, it's like, you know, like a fat lady square dancing. The fact that it does it at all is amazing. It's graceful.
But
I'd
say this fat lady square dancing does it with unbelievable style.
That's right. That's what I mean.
One of the most stylish motorcycles I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I used to love Jackie Gleason. He was a big guy, but he moved with such. He was like a skinny man in a fat guy's body, and he would move with such. And that's what this does. You can maneuver this around the highway. I mean, the only time it might be a bit daunting is in a parking lot doing this. But
Right.
still better than most because you could touch the ground. So, but again, at $22,000, it was a bit high, you know, to pay that for, quote, a Honda.
We've seen that a lot in the collector car market where a vehicle new was positioned in the market in a place where people didn't quite get the value equation. But again, as a collectible item, it's a totally different story.
And now what you do is when you make a high item product, you just change the name. I mean, the Genesis is as good as a Bentley Bentayga, but they renamed it. They didn't call it Hyundai anymore. It became People, Genesis, what's it's a name. It doesn't connote a country or any. It's just Genesis. Oh, boy, that's a good looking car. I have to look at that, you know. But you wouldn't pay that for a Kia. But it's all this, you know. So you change the name and make it upscale. Everywhere else in the world, the NSX is a Honda.
A Honda, yes.
Only in America is it an Acura. Oh, it's got Acura in the name, and you know, that kind of thing.
And this motorcycle is proof positive that Honda can make a first-class, world-beating product.
Oh yeah. This is a great bike. It wasn't, as a collector bike, they've become highly desirable now because it was just. Motorcyclists are very conservative, you know, like Harley guys. I don't want any changes to my thing. I want the same thing, different colors, you know. Triumph every year, green gas tank, red gas. It never didn't change anything, you know. Whereas this is such a radical departure for what they normally made. It took some getting used to.
Well, I think they did a great job at it. And again, although I don't ride, and everyone knows that, this is a motorcycle that I am in love with.
Surprisingly, some people do not know that.